Good afternoon, student. I am Srikant Dadu, uh, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department. I am going to teach you the Material Science, one of the subject from fourth semester. I think you have all studied the manufacturing process one in the semester third, and you are going to study the manufacturing process two in the fourth semester. Now, uh, as far as the material science concern, that both the subject are important, that is manufacturing process 1 and manufacturing process 2, because most of the manufacturing process are dependent on the material selection. Okay, that's why and all the materials must go through certain processes in order to convert that raw material into a finished good or finished product. Okay, so this is a very important subject as per the mechanical engineering point of view. Okay, so before going to the actual uh, learning all the units from the material science, first we will go through the syllabus. Okay, so the syllabus of this material science you will get in the university side, or I will provide you. Okay, so our syllabus is divided into two sections, section A and section B. In section A there are 3 units, and in section B also there are 3 units. Okay, now the unit 1 is based on the introduction of the material science. Unit 2 is based on the crystalline structures, then equilibrium diagrams, invariant reaction. Okay, unit 3 is regarding the alloy steel, different types of alloy steel, different alloying elements, what are the different applications of alloying elements, how the alloy steels are produced, and what are the different heat treatment performed on the alloy steel. This is regarding the unit 3. And in unit 4 there is a cast iron. Okay, now where the cast iron will observe how much percentage of carbon is present in cast iron, what are the different types of cast iron, different heat treatment performed on the cast iron, and applicability or industrial applications of the cast iron, that we will have to study in the fourth unit. In fifth unit there is a heat treatment processes, different types of heat treatment processes, uh, then how the heat treatment processes are performed, at what temperature the heat treatment processes are performed, for how much time period the heat treatment processes are performed, and in which medium the cooling of the component during the heat treatment will be given. Okay, now in the sixth unit, next is the sixth unit. Sixth unit is regarding the powder metallurgy. Okay, now in the sixth unit we will have to study the what are the different methods to produce the powder, then what are the different methods to produce the component, finished component from the powder, uh, we will have to study. Okay, so this is regarding the syllabus of the material science. Now the important thing is that first we will start with the first unit, then second unit. Instead of going for the third and fourth unit, we will move on the or jump on the fifth unit, because whatever the heat treatment processes we will have to study in the fifth unit, that all the processes are to be performed on the alloy steel in the third unit, and cast iron on the fourth unit. That's why before going to third and fourth unit we will jump on the fifth unit, and then after the completion of fifth unit we will start the third unit and next fourth unit. Okay, and in the last there is a sixth unit. Okay, so and the important thing, the reference book or textbook for the this material science is uh, what that is engineering metallurgy and material science by Kodgire, then Material Science by O.P. Khanna. These are the two important books, and there is a means more number of list books are provided in the your syllabus. Okay, so first unit, that is Introduction to Material Science. uh, Before going to study the what is material science and what is material and what is science, first we will have to study the history of the materials. uh, तुम्हाला माहीत असेल की प्रत्येक गोष्ट ॲक्च्युअलमध्ये स्टडी करत असताना त्याची जी हिस्ट्री आहे दॅट इज व्हेरी मच इम्पॉर्टंट टू स्टडी. सो nowadays whatever the different materials or different component of different materials will observe, before that there is a certain history behind the that materials. Okay, so in historical use of the materials, there will be approximately 1 lakh years ago the stone age or bone. It is known as the Stone Age. Now, approximately 1 lakh years ago, bones and stone are used for the manufacturing of different instrument like knives, axes, okay, etc. And this period ended approximately 6,000 years ago, but continued in some restricted places still today, the South America, Africa and Indonesia. तुम्हाला जर आठवत असेल तर हिस्ट्रीमध्ये तुम्ही पाहिलं असेल की जो आधुनिक जो पुरातन माणूस होता तो काय जंगलात राहायचा, गुफेमध्ये राहायचा, कंदमुळे खात होता किंवा मग प्राण्यांची शिकार करत होता. तर शिकारीसाठी त्याला लागणारे जे काही जड अवजार होते तो दगडांपासून बनवत होता, बरोबर आहे. आणि त्याची जी उपजीविका आहे ती टोटली कंदमुळे खाऊन किंवा प्राण्यांची शिकार करून चालत होती. म्हणून दगड हा जो घटक आहे तो त्यावेळी सर्वात महत्त्वाचा होता, कारण की त्याचे जे अन्न कच्चं खाण्याचं होतं किंवा जे शिजवण्याचं होतं ते सगळं दगडावर व्हायचं, बरोबर. तर त्याच्यामुळे ते जे एज आहे दॅट इज नथिंग बट द स्टोन एज. देन नेक्स्ट इज अ मेटल एज. The 35 years ago when the Homo sapien displaced, okay, and they found some gold was first discovered and used for the ornament. Iron from the meteoroids was used for tool. It took the longest form of iron to be produced by man into useful tool. Means whatever the tools has been manufactured after this era, it will be manufactured by metals, okay, raw metals. Now today 90% of the man-made materials is iron based, okay. Now before going to the actual use of that metals or different materials, we will have to study the certain steps behind that materials, okay. Now the processing, structure, properties and performance, these are the four important processes we will have to study. Means suppose we are manufacturing any component from a metal or material, different materials, we will have to study the what process we are going to follow for the manufacturing, what type of structure we are manufacturing, and the structure functional point of view, we will have to study the properties of the material we are going to use, and performance of that structure and material we will have to study. Basically the material science is what? It is nothing but the relation between the structure and properties of the material, okay. On that basis one tetrahedron is given for the understanding of the processing, structure, property and performance of the material, okay. This is regarding the four different processes, okay. Then the four basic element processing means what? A different way for shaping materials. As I have already told you, in the manufacturing process we have studied the different manufacturing processes. It may be a casting process, it may be a forging process, it may be a rolling process. Okay, all that processes we have studied in the manufacturing process. That's why, means while going for performing a certain manufacturing process, we will have to study the material. Okay, then performance depending upon the material properties. Here that material where we are going to, or whatever the component we are manufacturing from the material, that component where we are using, on that basis we will have to select the material, because the component must possess certain properties, and that properties must be served by the material. That's why the performance is based on the properties of the material. Then classification of material. Now, according to nature, metals and alloy. First, काय आहे? That is metals and alloy. Now, metals काय? It is readily gives the electron to form a metallic bond and conduct the electricity. That is nothing but the metal. And alloy means what? There is a what we can say, that mixture of one or two or more than two elements. It may be a metal or non-metals. By using that, we can produce the alloy. Okay, next, ceramic and glasses. The ceramic and glasses is also a type of material. The example of ceramic and glasses are borides, oxide, nitrides, carbide, and silicates. These are the different ceramics and glasses. Okay, then organic polymer. The plastic is one of the organic polymer. We have at number of places observed the plastic component. Then composites. Composites are manufactured by using above three materials. It may be a metals, it may be a ceramic and glasses, or it may be a polymer. By the combination of all the three, or out of these three, any two. Okay, by composing that, we can produce the composites. Example of composites are reinforced steel, metal reinforced glass, glass fiber reinforced plastic. Okay, so depending upon the example and depending upon the application, we will select out of these the composite materials. Now, according to the applications, major applications means आपल्याला कुठे यूज आहे मटेरियलचा, त्यानुसार आपण मटेरियल सिलेक्ट करतो. जसं की मटेरियल यूज फॉर द स्ट्रक्चर, मटेरियल यूज फॉर दी मशीन्स, अँड मटेरियल यूज फॉर दी डिव्हायसेस. कोणत्या डिव्हाइस मॅन्युफॅक्चरिंगसाठी आपण मटेरियल वापरतो त्यानुसार. ओके, नेक्स्ट, दिस वी हॅव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड. नेक्स्ट, the metal are again classified into ferrous, means materials are again classified into ferrous and non-ferrous metals. Okay, what is the property of a metals? That is luster, hardness, low specific heat, deformability, good thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, ductility, malleability, and machinability. These properties must have or must possessed by the metal. Okay, luster means there will be a certain shiningness of the property, shiningness, or चकाकणे म्हणतो आपण त्याला. Deformability means one form of metal is converted into one form of raw material is converted to a finished form. That is deformability, means in a different shape and size. Then good thermal conductivity. Now, thermal conductivity, as we consider the example of engine casing, everyone has seen the engine of the bike. There will be a tremendous amount of heat generation takes place during the working condition. So, there must be some kind of heat dissipation takes place to the atmosphere, and for that purpose, that engine casing is made up of aluminium. So, as we have selected any material for the engine casing, that material must purchase by the good thermal conductivity. As the thermal conductivity of the material is higher, then it will cool the engine faster. Okay, Then electrical conductivity. Now electrical conductivity is nothing but the transfer of current without much more resistance. Then ductility. Ductility malleability is nothing but the property possessed by the metal from which we will have to certain sheet metal will form, or some wire drawing process must be performed on that metal. Machinability means which the ease with which we can uh, perform the cutting operations on the certain material. Okay, this is nothing but the machinability. Then here are some examples: ferrous alloy, non-ferrous alloy. Ferrous means what? uh, there is a iron is a main constituent. The ferrous means what? Iron is the main constituent. Non-ferrous means what? The main constituent is other than iron. Is it? This is nothing but the ferrous and non-ferrous materials. Then some applications of the non-ferrous alloys: aerospace, then automotive industry, transportation, food industry, building construction, and electrical. Is it? Here we can observe the non-ferrous alloys are aluminum or copper based alloy, because the it is the main constituent is other than iron. That's why here we can observe the number of example, that is manganese alloy, nickel alloy, tin alloy, zinc alloy, lead, standbite. Okay, these are the non-ferrous alloys, heavy alloys and light alloys. Okay, these are the examples of the non-ferrous alloy. Then next important material in the classification, that is ceramic. Ceramic, the examples are oxide, nitrides, carbides, silicates, borides of various materials. Okay, and inorganic or non-metallic solid produced, processed or used at high temperature. Content compound of metallic or non-metallic element such as magnesium oxide, SiC, and glasses. Okay, so ceramic material possess certain properties, that is brittleness, hardness, resistance to high temperature, and abrasiveness. Some ceramics are somewhat brittleness, ठिसूळपणा म्हणतो आपण. That cast iron is some of the type of brittle material. Okay, and it has higher resistance to temperature. Is it? This is the history of the ceramic. That ceramic word is come from Greek, that is keramikos, which is treated as a burn strip or burn stub. That what we can say, that the brick are also treated as a ceramic material. Here we can observe the cup, then glass and tiles used in the interior look, that is aesthetic look of the floor, and bricks. These all are examples of the ceramics. Oxide, nitrides, carbides, these are the examples of the ceramic, and it has a high temperature bearing resistance. Okay, the organic materials. Next one is the organic material. The polymeric materials composed of carbon compound. Now we know that the paper, plastic, wood, lubricant, and textiles. After the burning of the paper, plastic, and wood, we know that the large amount of smoke has been emitted, or burning of the fuel. It may be a petrol, diesel, a smoke, as well as smoke come out of the silencer. Okay, this is because of the presence of carbon in the organic material, because all that polymeric material or the fuel possess the carbon compound. Okay, hence it is known as a organic material. Then polymer. The substances having large molecule consist of repeated structural units. repeated structural unit, that is very low molecule structure, chain like in nature, low density, extremely flexible, plastic and rubber. Plastic and rubber are the examples of the polymers. Here we can observe one chain like structure on the right upper corner. In the chemistry, I think you have studied the nylon 6, nylon 66, bakelite. These all are the example of the polymers. Then high density polyethylene, low density polyethylene, these are also the examples of the polymer. Um, and it will consider as a lightweight materials. High density polyethylene or low density polyethylene are used as a lightweight materials in the partitions, fuel tanks, that polymeric compounds are used. Very large molecular structure, it has a very large and long chain structure in nature. Low density and extremely flexible, that polymeric materials are flexible in nature. The examples of the polymer are plastic and rubber. In the diagram we can observe a plastic bottle is there, then spoon is there, rubber wheel is there, some balls are there, helmet is there. Okay, these all are the components manufactured from the polymer. Okay, then next is the composites. That in the brief introduction we have already studied the composites are made up of metal, then ceramic and polymer. The composite of two or more than individual metal, ceramic and polymer. It has a large applications in the engineering industry. Okay, because that composites have a large amount of properties by the combination of metal, ceramic and polymer. The design to display a combination of best characteristics of each of the component material. uh, Suppose we take the example of a composite material as a tire. Suppose we consider the tire, rubber tires of a four-wheeler or two-wheeler. Okay, uh, that tires are have embedded with a steel wire, rubber coating. That's why there is a large amount of strength to the tire. Another example of a composite is uh, plywood sheets. That plywood sheets are also at the example of a composite, because one layer of wood is compressed by, means two layer of wood sheets are compressed by sawdust and fevicol. That's why suppose we prepare a stack of multiple layer of a sheets of a wood compressed with fevicol and sawdust, it will be a good composite material we can obtain. Okay, then next composite material or reinforced composite material are RCC structures. It consists of water, cement, steel bars, steel angle and what we can say that the stone. Okay, because of that it will provide some good properties to the composites. Okay, the carbon fiber composites, here we can observe the carbon fiber composite, then flexibility. Okay, this is nothing but the composite materials. Here we can observe. Then the cemented carbide cutting tools. We know that in the cutting industry we have to perform some carbide, or we have to use some carbide cutting tools. That cost of the carbide cutting tools is much more. That's why the small insert of carbide is prepared, and it will be mounted on the tool holder or cutting tool. Okay, so it is also example of composites. Then military weapons, that military weapons are also manufactured from by the using the composite material. Then personal protections, suppose we consider the uh, the anti ballistic panel or bulletproof jacket, it is also the example of composites. Then sport bicycles, we know that nowadays a very lightweight bicycles are coming. Okay, it that bicycles are also manufactured by using the composites. Then high performance brake disc, strong light good heat conductors. Okay, that all the components used in the automobile uh, vehicles or automobile, these are also manufactured by composite, from composites. Then aircraft structure, whatever the different aircraft structures are manufactured, these are also manufactured from the composite. Okay, then aircraft cabin parts, as we consider the lightweight property of the composite, it uses or it has a great applications in the aerospace industry, because as the weight of the aircraft increases, the fuel requirement is also increases, aerodynamic shapes also changes. That's why, and the buoyancy force also changes. That's why the weight plays the important role in the aircraft industry. That's why the lightweight composites are used in case of the uh, aircraft industry. Then this is regarding the composite materials. Now till now we have studied the different or classification of the material. In the classification we have studied metal, alloy. In metal we have studied ferrous and non-ferrous alloy, then ceramic. Then next there are some different applications as well as the application what we get examples of the ceramic. Then organic material, polymer, composite materials, and polymer. Okay, this is nothing but the classification of different materials. Okay, now the factors affecting the selection of material, that we will have to study in the next lecture. Now there is any doubt, you we will discuss on Google Meet. Okay, that Google link you will be open for or on 12:45. Okay, so please ask whatever the question you have. Thank you.